Perfectly Imperfect Mommying with Nurse Annette and Ashley Collins. Whether you just found out you're pregnant or a mom of multiples, tune in as we dissect the challenges, face the fears, and embrace the crazy moments of mommying that'll make it all worth it. Here are your hosts, Nurse Annette and Ashley Collins.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to our podcast, Perfectly Imperfect Momming with Nurse Annette and Ashley Collins. Hi, Annette.
Hey, Ashley.
Hey, so why don't we tell everybody why perfectly imperfect momming?
Well, I'd love to say I'm a perfect mom, but I'm absolutely not. You know, some days it is total survival mode. Some days I do a little bit better. I might brush my teeth, right? Shower, who's filling a shower?
You might even brush the kids' teeth. Sometimes I forget. Oops.
Right? Cookie before bed, cookie for bribe. Cookie for me.
Right. Well, momming isn't perfect, that's for sure. I don't think any mother ever has had it 100% down packed. So that's why we're here. This is kind of our little spinoff from our Live with Nurse Annette at Rancho Springs Medical Center. If you want to check those out, please go to Rancho Springs Medical Center's Facebook page and check out the Live with Nurse Annettes that we have done. We have had some wonderful questions on mothering, birthing, laboring, babies, toddlers, whatever, any subject momming, whether you just found out you're pregnant or, you know, you're
on baby number 13.
Yeah, whatever baby you're on. Momming isn't ever perfect, nor does it ever happen the same way.
No.
Every time.
No. And this allows us just to go a little bit more into detail.
Right.
Because often with those questions on the lives, we get asked a question and I have a couple seconds and then we've got the next question. So, plus we get to pick the topics, right?
Exactly. This is a little bit more fun. It's a little more casual. I like that a lot. We have a lot of new mommies coming in and they have a lot of questions. I know when it's the first time especially. You're scared, you're excited, you don't know really what to expect, but it really is a lifestyle change. So
it changes everything.
Let's get down into some of the topics. Today our topic is going to be about labor etiquette. So when you are having the baby in the hospital, what are some etiquette things that we should discuss that new mommies should know about in advance?
Well, you know, etiquette for labor involves more than just the mom. You know, it's not just about what you're supposed to do. It's about what your guest should do, what the dad should do.
Yeah.
I mean, I can tell you, I have seen so many things, Ashley. I have had very intimate deliveries, you know, where only the creators are present, plus the nursing staff and the doctor. And I have had block parties. So
barbecues,
right
in the moment,
flipping the burgers,
it's like a tailgate
party, babies, whatever.
Nice.
And you know, it doesn't matter. It's kind of what the mom wants, as long as it's safe and we're able to do what we need to do. That's okay. But there are some things that I have noticed that usually guests and others do during labor, and it's really just not fair for the mom. And so we're hoping that we can help open a dialogue and just let moms know. Talk to the people. Let them know what you want and what you don't want.
Right.
Because I can guarantee if you don't know, people are going to make it their delivery, not yours.
Right. Yeah.
So.
You really do need to make a plan for how you want your delivery to go, who you want in the room. Those are really important factors, and that's something that I love. I'm sure a lot of hospitals do it, but at Rancho Springs, I know for sure, since that's where I deliver both my times. You know, the nurses are on top of that from the moment that you walk in. Like, you know, tell us about your birth plan. What are you expecting? Who can we be expecting? What do you want from them? What don't you want from them? Yeah. Because some people will come in with their phones and like, hey, baby's coming. And they're posting online. And some mommies may not want that. So,
you know, I posted a little hints on the Facebook page, you know, the Nurse Annette Facebook page. I had like 10,000 hits within the first week. I could not believe it.
Wow.
Because it was such a good topic that people just hadn't thought about.
Right.
And so I think it's really important. The hints that I have, in fact, Ashley's prepared and she has them there. I'll let you read them, Ashley.
Okay, so for one, she's the boss. Don't keep asking. So if baby's coming, just wait. She will tell you when and where to go.
Well, and hey, do you want me to get you this? That is so annoying to moms, to have somebody just say, do you want another drink? Do you want another this? Do you want that? Do you want this? You know, if she said no once, don't ask again. Because honestly, she's going to get irritated and you're going to be the victim of that.
Yeah.
So.
And don't show up. If she wanted guests, she would have invited you. I know you have some funny stories about people just showing up.
I do. I mean, I have a delivery. The parents wanted a nice, intimate delivery. And unfortunately, the family didn't want that. They forgot they had their chance for delivery. Why not let them? Anyway, they went into labor. They kind of told everyone, hey, we're going to the hospital. Of course, what do people do? I'm going to show up.
Well, I'm going to the hospital was an invitation, wasn't it?
Right? And that's what
you were
thought.
inviting me, right?
Yes. And so here comes the mom's mom, and she told her mom. Okay, so then grandma's showing up, soon to be great grandma, and the kicker, the great soon to be grandmother.
Oh my goodness.
But this great grandmother had no invitation, lived in a little assisted living. 3:00 in the morning with her walker, walking from the assisted living so that she could be there. And
she walked from the assisted living.
the assisted
she must have been
living.
exhausted by the time she got there.
She kept telling everybody. It was comical, but she had some spunk to her. I had to move her out of the delivery room, and that was like I was a little worried. I think she could have taken me on.
I bet. Don't mess with grandma.
No
Especially
way.
when great grandbaby's coming.
Absolutely. So yeah, let people know, and if you weren't invited, don't ask, can I come see you?
Yeah. It's best not to invite yourself in a roundabout sort of a way.
Right.
Yeah. So also, number 3, do not under any circumstances tell bad experience stories. She is living an experience and needs it to be wonderful. That's a big one because I don't want to hear everybody else's story and what went wrong or could have gone wrong, or, especially not in that moment.
No, you hear my friend, she tore from, here to here, and she couldn't walk for a month.
That is a horrible thing to say to somebody who's about to go through that.
It's not fair.
Oh, my
it's
goodness.
honestly one of the meanest things around to just kind of push your story in on them.
Right.
So.
I think I got a bad story. My oldest, who just turned 11 when I was pregnant with him, it was right when I was going into the hospital. And I can't remember who said it. It might have been my sister-in-law, but it was like a horror story. And I'm like, I changed my mind. I don't want to do it. I changed my mind. Get it out. I don't want to do it anymore.
Stop. Reverse.
And I remember the nurse was like, no, it's kind of too late. And I'm like, no, I changed my mind.
Crossing my leg. I'm leaving.
Nope, I'm leaving.
You're staying in here forever. I don't care.
Right. Yeah. And then I remember, because I was being induced, the first time I felt the Pitocin, I'm like, ooh, I don't like it. I changed my mind.
Turn it off. I don't like
Right, I don't like it. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So no horror stories. I mean, even when you find out that your friend is pregnant, don't tell her horror stories either, because we get a lot of expectant moms on social media asking questions, even when they're looking for a place to give birth.
Right.
Because you can tell that they're scared and they're a little insecure, and they don't need to hear those stories.
Yeah.
This is an exciting journey for many and most, and it should be that way through the whole experience. So. No,
absolutely, and your moment is not their moment.
Exactly.
And birth is different for everybody. I mean, it is so different from time to time. I've had 4 children, and I would have to say the labor experience was different
for all of them.
And so my wanting to help you get through this by giving you a good story maybe is not the best time.
I don't want your story.
Right? Yes. I remember an aunt, every baby shower, I know where she was going to sit. She was going to sit right next to whoever was going to have the baby. She had 11. Yeah.
11?
11. And I'm pretty sure she was all unmedicated for those 11. and she
my
can detail every story for you. I remember thinking, what the heck did I get myself into? I'm not going through that. I'm not going to have a baby.
11. I'm stuck on the number 11.
Right.
I could barely have 2.
You learned
Wow.
well.
Non-medicated 11. Wow. All right. So number 4, if she can't eat, do not eat in the room in front of her. Just don't. Take it outside. Make sure you put it in your breath mints. Chew your gum.
Yes.
Don't smell like it. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. So often, once they get into active labor, the doctors have requested that they do not eat, but maybe some clear liquids, ice chips,
Right.
that sort of thing.
Yeah, I didn't get anything.
Yeah, it's not.
I think I might be guilty of this though. Now, this was pre-baby, so I had no
Okay.
idea. My sister-in-law was having my nephew, and it was the first baby any of me and my siblings were having, this first one. Well, of course, I want to go to the hospital. Okay, my nephew's being born. Oh my
Right?
gosh. Well, I went to like McDonald's or something, and I brought my In-N-Out, and I go in there, and I'm like, all right, I'm eating, because she had like a party going on. Everybody
Yeah.
was in the room.
Yeah.
But poor girl could only have a popsicle. And I even have a picture of her in her robe, and she was trying to do it the all-natural way. I don't know why, because you're not winning any awards, ladies. Anyway, it's a personal choice. I get it. No judgment. But I remember I was sitting there eating. She was like giving me the dagger eyes.
Yes.
Like, how dare you be in here? And I'm like, what? Like, I don't understand. She's got her red popsicle. Like, "Urgh."
Yeah.
Like she was going
Right?
to kill me.
Oh.
So I am guilty of this
Yeah.
one. So I completely understand it. Thankfully, nobody did that to me. But yeah, it's not cool.
No, and you would not believe how often I hear mommy's sitting there not able to eat, and in comes family with food that they brought for daddy, and they're like, "You're okay if we eat in here, right?" What is she supposed to say?
I know, you're already in there.
Yeah, she's trying to not look like this mean, wicked witch and say, "No, get the food out of here." She's trying to be all sweet and life is great when she's starving, and the food might make her stink. You know, it might stink and make her sick. So
That's true. You don't want to be smelling like
No.
onions when you're having your baby.
And you know, if you're going to eat, take it out. For dads, I highly recommend like granola bars, snacks that they can take and eat walking the hall, so they're not in front of her, because dads need to stay. You know, the support person needs to stay with some blood sugar elevation
You
going,
don't want them
so
to
they
pass
don't go
out
poop.
when they
Yep.
see.
But take it and have a walk, have that snack, pop some gum in, and come back in.
Yes, the gum is important, people.
Yeah.
Because she's going to smell it. I mean,
Beef
we have
jerky breath.
nose of a bloodhound at that stage. Don't come in with your onion breath. Okay.
Absolutely.
And last but not least, give her space. Don't make it awkward by inviting yourself to the birth. That we kind of already covered that.
Yeah.
I do have a couple other notes just for moms to be delegate. It's very
Yes.
important to tell people the roles and positions that you want them to play. Even saying what you envision before the baby's born. Kind of tell everybody your plan. Don't be scared to tell people that, hey, I just want it to be me and my husband or me and my
Right.
significant other. That's okay. If that's what you want, that's what you want. And they
Yes.
can come and visit you later, because I'm going to tell you, it's exhausting having a baby. And as soon as you're done, it's like, oh, okay. Like,
Right.
you know, so sometimes you're really not in the mode to have visitors. You know, I get, you know, mothers and things like that. But I mean, I think I just had my mom and my husband in the room for baby number 2. And that was enough. That's kind of all I needed. And, you know, it made it to where I could rest.
Yep.
Soon afterwards.
Yeah.
So,
And you know, moms that are having a little harder time talking about this with their family or whoever, hey, send them to the podcast here. Let them hear firsthand. Do not invade into somebody else's delivery.
Yeah.
If they wanted you there, the invitation would have been extended.
Yeah, it's a very personal, private,
It is.
intimate moment. I mean, there's literally a person coming out of you, and you are creating life. So
Right.
that really needs to be your moment, not anybody else's.
No, and you know, I've had moms that have really tried to stay covered during delivery.
Yeah.
It doesn't work well.
No, you're pretty exposed.
No, and so this is my guide for that. Okay.
Yeah.
So, first birthday party is the delivery room, right? So, if you want people there for that party, you got to be willing to let them see your private parts.
Yeah.
If you're not comfortable with them seeing everything that's going on down there, maybe they should come to the next year's birthday party instead.
Yes.
So
that's great advice.
Choose your party well.
Yeah, especially if you have, in-laws or grandpas sitting over there. Do you really want to be that exposed?
Yeah. And
sure.
some people do.
Some people do, and that's totally fine.
I have no problem with it. It's what the mom wants, but I've had many a times the mom where all of a sudden she's just silent, and I'm like, is it too much? And I'm like, she's kind of like, yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, okay, everyone.
Sometimes you're like, that's what I expected, that I'd want everybody, and then in the moment, you may change your mind, and that's okay, but say something. Tell them, hey, can we clear the room? And tell your nurse. Your nurse will do it.
I'll get them out.
Yeah.
If I can kick out an 80-plus-year-old grandma.
Oh, bless her heart.
I can do it anything. And I have to tell you, she was probably the scary one.
She's probably gonna
She's adorably scary.
Yeah. You're like, I'll call you a cab, but you gotta go. You don't have to walk all the way home.
Right.
But you gotta go. Yes. But seriously, ladies, it all depends on really it's a personality thing, what kind of personality you have, like what you feel comfortable with and how many people you want in there. But don't be afraid to say something. Your nurse is definitely not gonna be upset if she has to kind of put her foot down. So that's...
One other thing that I noticed that moms mentioned a whole lot from my Facebook post is don't post the photos to Instagram, Facebook, social media without the moms doing it first. I mean, hey, they worked hard.
Yeah.
And maybe they don't really want it out there. I know some people are very cautious about letting their babies on the internet. And so...
Well, and the name even. Like, if you don't have certain family members there, sometimes maybe even on social media is not how you want to introduce your child to that family member. So that's very important. Don't share somebody else's baby. That's their experience and their right to introduce that baby to the world. I know we just recently had... one of our coworkers at Southwest, she had a cousin who gave birth, and she kept the name. And even from Jackie, she's like, I don't want anybody knowing the name. And so it was funny because our women's department director came down. She's like, I know it, and she's like, but I'm not going to tell you. And so it wasn't going to be until Jackie went up to visit her. So it was kind of funny.
And I've had them do that with like the sex too of the baby. So they're wanting to surprise. And even if you think, well, they're not my friend, or, they don't know any of my friends on Facebook. Nobody will know. I'm just going to do a fast
you're not my
little
friend
cute
anymore.
one. Yeah, really? So a fast little, me and my new baby niece could be really, really just not cool. You might lose a family member. Or at least have a disagreement that could ruin an event that was supposed to be happy. Yeah.
This is a little bit off topic, but do you find that a lot of times people are not revealing the gender and doing the surprise thing?
So there was a trend forever that everybody wanted to know because you had to get the nursery together and everything.
Right.
Now we're getting, I would say maybe 1 in 15. They're doing that. I mean, might be a little less common. It could be like 1 in 20. I love it.
Yeah.
In fact, it's so fun when I get writing down stuff. So, do you know the sex? Yeah. And then when they say, no, it's a surprise, I'm like, it's a surprise, baby. Everybody gets really excited in the delivery room.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're in the C-section, it's really exciting. And so we're like, who do you want to yell it out? Do you want the doctor to yell it out? Do you want the nurse to yell it out? Do you want the dad to yell it out?
Oh, my gosh.
Do you want a support person to yell it out? So it's kind of fun. I mean, I did 2 surprise babies.
My husband didn't know.
Oh.
And he doesn't know that I knew. So we're not going to talk about it.
He can't listen to this.
Don't listen to this.
No podcast for him.
No, I highly doubt that he would listen to a podcast about having babies because that was a traumatic experience for him.
I try to get my husband to watch even a live. He's like 2 seconds into it.
I know.
I'm like,
but you know what? Our last live, we had daddies asking questions.
I know.
I was super excited about that. And just so you guys know, when we do those Facebook lives, we do give away a very decent item from Bye Bye Baby. So if you are expecting, please tune into our next live. It's going to be coming up soon. But I remember not telling my husband, but I'm so type A that I had to know And, he's gone all this. He's a firefighter. So it's like, his schedule keeps him away. So, of course, I knew, but he didn't know that I knew. All of Temecula knew. And it was on my due date that we had the Temecula Chamber Gala. I'm in like a gown, and I remember stressing out that night because I thought somebody was going to say something. Oh, no. But everybody knew that my husband didn't know. And I'm like, hi, please don't say anything. Hi, please don't say anything. But it was a wonderful experience for him because it was a surprise, and he didn't know the whole time. And then so when baby came out, it's a boy, it was a very exciting thing, and he was totally surprised.
That is awesome.
Meanwhile, I had all of the bedroom stuff hidden at my mom's, and I was already prepared for
that is awesome. That is awesome.
But I let him have that surprise, and I didn't ruin it for him, thankfully, because I'm terrible at secrets. So
maybe
that was
we
a
need
hard
a
one.
segment on daddy etiquette.
Maybe we do. Maybe we do. I know
that's etiquette for the daddies.
So deceiving, and so even everybody listening to this podcast will know that I totally deceived my husband, and he still doesn't know. So nobody say anything.
No. No.
He's living blissfully in his surprise element. Let him live it.
Let him keep the memories alive.
Yes. It was good for him, and that's all that matters. So, all right. Well, let's wrap up this podcast on labor etiquette. It was so great to be here with you as always. So thank you for tuning in, everybody, to this week's episode. Please tune in for more. We will have more content for you, more themes, more topics. Please comment on this post. If you're looking at it on social media, leave us a question. We will be sure to get to them in future podcasts.
Yeah, if you want to take the opportunity to watch us because you got the time versus just listen, come and check us out. You might find out we've got some pretty awesome hair today.
Yeah. For those of you that can't see us, just trust us. It's all good.
Thanks for tuning in to Perfectly Imperfect Mommying. Remember to subscribe to the podcast, share with all your mommy friends, and most importantly, leave your questions or comments. Till next time.